Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of what I'm calling the AI onion. We're going to look at the entire landscape, everything from the ads you're probably about to start seeing in your favorite chatbot, all the way down to the nitty-gritty code and the APIs that make it all tick. So, here's what we're going to dig into. First, we'll talk about the price of free AI. Then, we'll get into the incredible rise of AI that doesn't just help you out, it actually acts on your behalf. After that, we'll see where big business is really taking this technology. And finally, we're going to pop the hood and look at a battle brewing over the future of AI development itself. All right, let's get into that first, most visible layer of the onion, the price of free AI. You know, the big thing that kicked off this whole conversation was OpenAI basically confirming they plan to put ads into ChatGPT. And yeah, that got a lot of people talking.
Yeah, when somebody asked how a company that's supposedly building a machine god could possibly need an ad business, the reaction was, well, it was pretty predictable. It's the same answer we've heard for years from tech companies about how they make money on free products. Sound familiar?
And look, this shouldn't really be a surprise to any of us, right? We've seen this exact movie before. Search engines tried subscriptions, but ads won out. Social media is literally built on an advertising foundation. And now, it seems like AI chatbots are walking down the exact same path. It almost feels inevitable.
In this slide, I think just nails the fundamental tension here. As users, what do we want? We want privacy. We don't want an ad profile built on our private thoughts. We want unbiased results. But the platform's reality? Well, serving 800 million people a week is incredibly expensive. That computing power has to be paid for, one way or the other.
And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. This is the fear for so many of us, right? That our private curiosities, the things we ask the AI in what feels like a private conversation, are going to get turned into a public advertising profile that just follows us all over the web.
Okay, let's peel back layer number 2. Because while the ad model is one way to pay the bills, the actual value of what these AIs can do is just skyrocketing. We're seeing this massive shift toward what people are calling Agentic AI, where your AI copilot is starting to look more and more like the actual pilot. And you can really see this happening in the explosion of interest around coding tools like Claude Code.
And this isn't some niche, developer-only topic anymore. I mean, you've got major magazines running headlines like this one. It feels like these new AI capabilities are kind of breaking containment and really starting to capture everyone's imagination. A real shift seems to be underway.
So what exactly is this shift? Well, it's the move from assisted AI to agentic AI. Think of assisted AI like code completion. It helps you finish a task you're already doing. But an agentic AI, that's different. You give it a goal and it figures out the multi-step plan and just does the work for you. It really is the difference between a co-pilot and the pilot.
So you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds amazing. What's the incredibly complex, bleeding-edge technology that's making this all possible? What's the secret weapon here?
And the answer is actually kind of funny. It turns out it's not some hyper-complex new system. It's the masterful combination of a few really simple fundamental commands. You can get an unbelievable amount of work done just by giving the AI the ability to search through files and pull information from the web. It's the triumph of grep and fetch.
Okay, let's peel back another layer. We're moving from the developer's laptop to the corporate boardroom. How are the biggest companies on the planet planning to use this stuff? Because their strategy is evolving really, really fast.
So according to a new report from IBM, the thinking at the top has totally shifted. Check this out. Almost 2/3 of executives now believe that by 2030, the real way to win won't be by just using AI to cut costs. It'll be by using AI to create brand new things.
And they're putting their money where their mouth is. The data shows that 70% of these execs are creating this amazing flywheel. They plan to take all the money they save from making things more efficient with AI and plow it right back into growth and innovation. They're literally funding tomorrow's big ideas with today's efficiencies.
So what this shows us is a really clear two-step journey for businesses. Step 1, you use AI for productivity. You automate things, you cut costs, you run the business better. But that's not the destination. The real goal, step 2, is to use AI to fundamentally change the business by dreaming up totally new products and services.
I love this analogy from the source material. It just captures the whole shift perfectly. For years, the corporate focus has been on productivity. Just shoveling more coal into the engine to make the train run faster. But now the focus is shifting to the passenger experience, to innovation, to actually creating an amazing journey.
All right, for our final layer, we're going deep. We're heading down into the engine room to look at a really technical shift that's happening with AI APIs. And this might sound dry, but it could actually decide who controls the future of AI.
Let's just quickly trace the history here. In the very early days, you'd send a server some numbers, and it would send numbers back. Simple. Then more of the work started moving to the server. It started handling turning your text into tokens. Then it started formatting the chat conversations. And now, the big trend is to move the entire reasoning loop of these AI agents over to the server side. Now, there's a new proposal to standardize all of this, and on the surface, it sounds great. It's convenient for developers, it creates a standard everybody can use. That's the good part. But there's a dark side, because the more logic and processing you move to the server, well, the more you can hide on the server.
And this is the fundamental trade-off. By putting the whole reasoning process on their servers, these big AI providers can now hide their secret sauce, the unique tricks and techniques their agents use to think and problem solve. It basically keeps competitors and the entire open source community from seeing how the best models actually work.
So here's the bottom line. We're basically trading convenience today for a lack of transparency tomorrow. Yeah, it might make building apps a little easier in the short term, but it raises this massive long-term question. If the big AI labs can hide the very methods they use for reasoning, who really gets to control the pace of innovation for everyone else? And that question, that's what you find at the very core of the AI onion.